think it's time we do something, and that is to take the Cleveland Cavaliers seriously. I'm almost kind of hesitant to even say that. And bear with me, I'm going through a little bit of a head cold. No, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are 12-10 right now. It's a pretty decent sample size, and you can't say even, you know, you can say, strength schedule, whatever. They've been without a lot of guys already. Mobley was out for a stretch. They lost Colin Sexton early on, which may or may not have been a good or bad thing, depending on how you view Colin Sexton. Like Osman's played some serious minutes. Dean Wade has started basketball games. And so regardless of all that, they've actually in like the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference, 22 games in. Now listen, it's a long season. They are, a 5 to 6 game losing streak away from being, 12th or 13th in the East. So it's hard to, consider them a hard lock to any degree. But I do think you look at Darius Garland taking a step up. You look at Jarrett Allen playing very well under a new contract. And even, Lauri Markkanen trade and signing didn't make a ton of sense at the time. He's basically playing small forward as, a 6'10", 7-foot guy. And I think that people were scratching their heads a little bit at that. But when you think about it, now obviously he's going to, sacrifice some quickness, some lateral quickness, some speed to most guys playing small forward in the NBA. But it kind of hides, rebounding. Mobley and Allen can basically take care of that. So Lauri Markkanen's not expected to, get double-digit rebounds per game at the small forward position as he would if he was playing power forward or center. And obviously he can stretch the floor as a wing player can. So offensively, you don't lose a ton. You might lose, another pick and roll ball handler, but with Rubio and Garland, that's kind of covered. You don't need a third ball handler. So to some degree, it doesn't make, now that we've seen it, it doesn't, seem as outlandish as it kind of did on paper. And, obviously when things are going well and they're winning games, something's got to be working. So there's that. And then you have the Evan Mobley piece to all this. And, he's obviously impressed kind of across the board from a playmaking standpoint, defensive standpoint, shooting from all three levels, can do kind of everything. And, in the first 22 games of a career, I think he's already proven to be, a high floor guy. Definitely not going to be a bust. He's going to be in the league for a long time. And I think, his ceiling is, depending on who you ask, people have him in like the top 5 in terms of like, best under 25 guys in the league. So you have Evan Mobley, and they have to be excited about that. Now, Kevin Love's playing 20 minutes a game, doing Kevin Love things, rebounds, getting some points. Isaac Okoro, still, listen, there are guys in the league that, make decent money and play a lot of minutes as kind of a fifth option, low usage. And, they're going to play like 30 minutes a game and not really register any stats. That's kind of like, think about like a Royce O'Neal. They're basically like, not filler. I mean, they're obviously, usually they offer something on the defensive end, which doesn't come across in stat sheets very often. So Isaac Okoro is definitely fitting that mold. And at his age, I feel like you'd want to see him try and expand a little. Like if we know he can do that, that's great. But what else can he do? Because, if you pigeonhole him in that role, he's like a top 5 pick. Would you rather have a top 5 pick or Royce O'Neal, So I'm kind of, with all the good stuff going on, that's someone you'd have to look at. And it's wild because, originally that Rubio contract was like, yeah, you could trade it to a contender or something, get off your books. Right? I feel like the way it's going, you might as well just extend him I don't know what he's looking for in terms of value. Obviously, I think he's on like 17 mil, which might be a little steep going forward. But, something in like 10 range, I'd be happy with that. Bring Ricky Rubio, obviously a great mentor, a lot of seasons in the league. And, now he's contributing to winning basketball. I mean, he was in Utah, obviously, so obviously bringing that mentality to Cleveland. Yeah, I'm excited about this team. Last year they started off pretty well and then really tapered off towards the end. If I had to put money on it, I think they're going to remain solid, probably around 500, because they play hard, and they just have the size that, like, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are going to make it difficult for people, So they're young, they're feisty. Put them, I think, ceiling might be 5. Floor could be like 13. As much as I like this team, things could go south real quick. They're probably one. I mean, and like I said, they did make it through some injuries, but if Evan Mobley's gone long term, if Jared Allen's gone long term, then I think they're going to struggle. So it's always a possibility. And with COVID, you can never rule out guys being gone for a little bit. And Darius Garland, like if he goes down, and he has gone down before, that would be a big hit to them. As someone who runs their offense, is like kind of their star in the backcourt. You're going to need him. So we're going to keep an eye on Cleveland. But good things brewing for sure. We'll see if they can maintain it. But right now, I think it's safe to say we got to take Cleveland seriously. If they're on my schedule, I'm like, you know what? We're going to have to play our best basketball because they're definitely going to bring it. So let me know what you think, if you agree, disagree, if Cleveland's for real. I'll try and not be congested next time. I didn't choose to be this way, but it's just how it's going. But end of the day, take care of yourselves, take it easy, and I'll see you next time.